I had Instagram, so thankfully I could like talk to people, which was embarrassing at the beginning. I was like, vaginal health problems, guys, in 2016, and people were like, what are you doing?
What happened to Low Bosworth?
Yeah, correct. Now, I got all of you bitches.
Yeah, 100%. It's Thursday, January 19th. This is the Token CEO podcast. I'm Erika. I'm the CEO of Barstool Sports. Thank you for listening to this. We have an awesome episode today. We've got Low Bosworth on. So if you watched The Hills, you'll know who she is. You may know of her now because she has her own sexual wellness company, which I'm excited to learn about and share that with you. So we have a great conversation. I hope you get a lot out of it. It's kind of shocking that in 2022, there's so few companies that are just focused on women and women's health. And Lo has one. So we'll hand it over to our conversation with Lo. Before we do that, though, let's say a quick thank you to Omega Accounting Solutions. Omega Accounting Solutions makes this podcast possible. They are an incredible resource for small businesses. So if you have a small business, their entire aim is to support you, and in particular, to support you with their finances. So obviously, they have a bunch of accountants, hence their name. They've got a bunch of data scientists. They've got a bunch of different, administrative people. They know how to help you get your shit together as it relates to your finances for your business. They also are experts on tax law and tax credits, something that I know nothing about, never hope to know anything about, but I'm grateful that these guys do. What's awesome about that is that if you employed people during COVID, you could get up to $26,000 back per employee. These guys know all about that. So if you want to find out more about the employee retention credit, that's that tax credit I just mentioned, or if you're in need of a great accounting partner, you can call 1-800-300-9ERC. That's 1-800-300-9ERC, or visit omegataxcredits.com/Barstool Sports now. Wait, so do you live in LA?
No, New York.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, but the whole company is based
No
here.
way.
We're in NoHo. I've actually lived here for 11 years.
Really?
Yeah.
God, I always thought you lived in LA.
Well, it's because I was on an LA
I know,
TV
you were on an
show.
LA show, and you're like, I'm not that at all.
Yeah.
That's so interesting. I feel stupid building a company in New York. Are you glad you built it in New York?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, when I first moved here and I started the business, there was a lot of that like girl bossing happening, and it was happening in New York. You know what I mean?
Oh, interesting.
But it was like a good place to. Yeah, I mean before that, but a lot of consumer brands were starting in New York, and
like Glossier.
Female entrepreneurs were being supported here. With like all these different funds and everything, and I just love New York.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah,
where are you from? Are you from LA?
I'm from Laguna Beach.
You are for real life. I never watched
real
the show.
life.
I'm sorry, but
I'm
interested in who you are
Laguna
now.
Beach.
Really?
Yes.
Do you ever go back there?
Yeah, my parents still live there.
That's so
I go
funny.
back like 4 or 5 times a year.
Really? And do you feel like you're so New York now, or no?
I mean, I feel different.
Yeah.
Living here for more than a decade, but
it kind of like creeps into you, and then it's funny, right?
Yeah. But I love where I'm from. It's great to go
why
home.
not? Absolutely. Okay, so
different.
tell us about the business. Give us the Low Bosworth business story.
So, I moved to New York in 2012.
Okay.
Early 2012, and when I moved here, I think I left LA because I was trying to escape the entertainment industry.
Okay, got it. You were like, I've done this,
It
check
was
the
a little
box, crushed it.
bit traumatizing, and I feel like I can say that now, and people who listen understand because social media is big, and people talk about how challenging it can be to be in the public eye, right? Yeah.
It's gross.
It's challenging to go from having a normal life to all of a sudden you don't have a normal life, and nobody prepares you for that.
Yeah.
Right? And so I think to sort of like heal from being on reality
100%.
TV, I came to New York.
Yeah.
Because in New York you can be anybody.
Yeah,
you can do
absolutely.
anything.
Just walk down the street. Yep.
The old adage holds. Like it makes sense. You can do anything here.
Yeah.
And so originally I was still creating content in the food and lifestyle space.
Okay.
I went to culinary school.
Yeah.
I'm like a very passionate home chef.
Oh, you are?
Yes. I went to the French Culinary Institute in Soho.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, you're like more than a home chef. What's your favorite thing to make?
I love a spatchcock chicken, like any kind of roasted chicken.
Mean?
Okay, so it's a roasted chicken, but you cut out its spine and then you open it up and flatten it.
Oh, that's much easier to eat. I would like that.
It actually cooks more evenly.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it hard to rip out the spine?
You cut it out with like kitchen
kitchen scissors?
Yeah.
Okay, I love scissors.
Yeah. So you like cut out the spine
and then you
basically like
thing open
it up, and then you like flatten it on just a sheet pan.
And what is the word you used?
Spatchcock.
Okay. You should make a product with that. That'd be a funny word. Okay.
And kind of roasted chicken, vegetables, anything.
You love chicken.
That. We love chicken.
That's so funny.
But yeah, I grew up cooking with my mom, so I love to cook.
Okay,
anyway,
great.
So for a while, I was thinking, okay, I'm making all this food content.
Yeah.
I want to have a TV show.
Okay.
A cooking TV show.
I'm going to be talent.
Yes. Yeah. And I was talking to like Food Network and Cooking Channel for a while, and we were like talking to them about a show, and then they decided they were like, we changed our mind. We don't want you anymore, which happens all the time in
100%.
entertainment. They like completely pivot, and everything
they ghost you. And,
everything I'd been building for a few years, and that space kind of fell apart.
Yeah.
It was at that time that I started to get really interested in nutrition and alternative ways of eating.
Okay.
Gluten-free, dairy-free, just like making healthy swaps, right? I was into it. I'm a mega nerd for the
that's
most
great.
part. And
You actually seem like a mega nerd.
I
like this about you. I'm going to give you a hug when we're done this.
And at the same time, my health started to fail. I was depressed. I was anxious. I kept
because
getting
of stress.
UTIs.
Yeah.
No. I thought it was stress.
Because of your diet?
So listen.
Oh, Jesus.
So I was not well.
Okay.
And I'm somebody that is a great advocate for myself. Like I always go to the doctor. I like get all my tests done, everything, blah, blah. It took me 18 months of doctor's appointments for a doctor to finally give me a simple blood test and understand that I was suffering from really severe vitamin deficiencies.
Really?
Yes.
You weren't taking multivitamins?
Not at the time.
Okay.
Before I started Love Wellness, I was not really into the supplements industry.
Yeah.
I was like, why do I need supplements?
I
eat
eat a
healthy
balanced
food.
diet.
Right. And it turns out that 9 out of 10 Americans do have a vitamin deficiency.
Okay.
Because the state of food in this country, right?
Real poor.
Yeah. Not great
Not the
food in
best.
this country.
Yep.
So a lot of people have vitamin deficiencies. And it went a step deeper than just vitamin deficiencies ultimately, which I learned over time. And I was really dealing with a gut health issue.
Okay.
Gut health issues cause vitamin absorbency issues.
Okay, got it, yeah.
And gut health issues, you've heard of the gut-brain axis, I'm sure.
Gut issues trigger some anxiety and depression.
Yeah,
there's a big connection.
Yeah, gut issues can create mental health issues, but it can also, we call it trickle down, create vaginal health issues.
Okay.
So in the book, we are talking about
Sorry, it's just the construction guys outside.
Just construction guys outside. Hi.
Welcome to my job.
So the gut is connected to the brain.
Yeah.
That is kind of common knowledge at this point. But the vagina is actually the third organ on that axis in women's bodies. And in the book, we talk about the GBV axis, the gut, brain, vagina axis. And so if you have gut health issues, they typically come from eating things that you are intolerant to. For most people, it's like gluten or dairy. It can also come from antibiotic overuse, taking too many OTC painkillers.
Okay.
Basically, if you have a gut health issue, you probably have leaky gut, and then...
What's leaky gut?
Leaky gut is basically like when your gut lining has these like little micro tears in it.
Okay.
And then things that you want to basically digest through your body and poop out eventually like get into your bloodstream, like pathogens.
They just kind of like spread. Okay,
yeah,
that's
basically.
bad.
So basically imagine like bad guys in your tummy getting into your bloodstream
now
from
going
having
everywhere.
leaky gut and then going up into your brain and then getting through your blood-brain barrier.
Okay, got it. Okay.
And that could create some anxiety, some depression.
Okay, you just don't feel good.
Correct. And then how it correlates to vaginal health is bacteria in your stomach talk to bacteria in your vagina. Both have a microbiome, and it's called quorum sensing.
Quorum sensing.
Quorum sensing.
Okay.
So imagine your bacteria in your tummy are texting the bacteria in your vagina.
Like bitchy high school girls. So getting back to your former life, you've got like bitchy high school girls in your gut are talking to the bitchy high school.
Well, they're good. They're nice, actually.
Most of them
think about your gut bacteria generally as good. Right?
Okay, so
your gut microbiome really is the home of your immune system. It helps tell other organs to create hormones, to send hormones all over the body. And bacteria play a really important role in the vagina.
In keeping that going.
Yes. Yep. Bacteria in the vaginal microbiome actually create an acidic pH balance, which you want.
Yes.
Because
so you don't have a UTI.
Because acidic pH balance helps to burn off pathogens like excess yeast or bacteria, so you don't get infections. Great. So the bacteria in your tummy.
Yes.
text the bacteria in your vagina, and they're like, hey, we're in great shape here in the gut.
Okay.
You should also be in great shape downstairs in the vaginal microbiome.
Okay.
But that only happens if your gut health is in good shape, right? If you are avoiding inflammatory foods, if you are not susceptible to taking
if you're eating something that's
antibiotics.
intolerant.
Exactly. So that's basically how the gut can create issues upstairs and downstairs.
Okay, got it. Makes sense.
So the book demystifies all of that science, explains to you how the gut is connected up and down.
Up and down. And nobody talks about the down part.
Very few people, yeah. So
Why
as a brand, well, I mean, honestly, like, I think that this is one of the first books to ever sort of package all of the science together.
Yep.
Yeah, and I think we are one of the only brands in the personal care space that is making innovative products based on actual science.
Yep, for women.
Yeah,
which is crazy. It's 2023.
Evidence-based personal care that really, above all, supports the vaginal microbiome.
Okay, that's incredible. So, would you make gut products too?
We do.
Okay,
we do.
Where did you start? Like, how did you think about getting this thing started?
I focused on personal care first.
I'm sorry, I have to interrupt you. So we think we're going to have a television show in food, and then what? Sorry, then what happens?
Then I'm really sick. Then I'm like incredibly depressed. I'm incredibly anxious, right? I have my quarter life crisis.
Okay, great.
And I think maybe it's just work related. It turns out it's actually health related. It goes way, way deeper.
Okay.
And as I am discovering these things over the course of a number of months, years, I decide to start Love Wellness.
Yep.
Because I'm also at Dwayne Reed all the time in the personal care aisle.
Yeah, you're trying to find stuff that doesn't exist.
Trying to find stuff that doesn't exist. And it doesn't exist. Or it's from a really old school brand with a terrible ingredient profile. Full of chemicals. That is marketed as safe and healthy for women, but it's really not.
Never probably tested on women.
Probably
and like
never.
a nice pink and blue label.
Correct.
With like a brand that your grandfather had stock of.
100%.
Okay.
Like they want you to smell like a rose or a tropical breeze or whatever. And it turns out all those ingredients, they're really terrible for women's bodies. And we talk about that in the book. There's a really nice ingredients list of things to avoid when it comes to women's personal care products.
Ooh, all right. What's the number one?
Well, I would say that like fragrance in personal care products is
so like scented tampons?
Scented tampons, scented cleansers.
Like body wash?
Well, you don't want to be using like scented body wash on your vagina. Like the skin down there is way more sensitive.
Yep.
It's different.
Yep.
You want to be supporting those bacteria, not
so
scrubbing
like
them off.
Dove soap, is Dove soap good or bad?
No, bad.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. All right.
Bar soap.
Well, what do you
tends
wash
to
your
be,
vagina with?
We make a cleanser. It's called
I'm
pH
gonna buy
balancing
it.
cleanser,
Okay.
and it's pH balanced, and it's basically safe for external use.
Okay.
So that's something that we talk about as a brand. We try to do a lot of myth busting, right?
Yep.
You've heard only use soap down there, or sorry, only use water down there. But when doctors say that, they mean the vagina, the internal organ, and they say, yeah, like if you want to use like a gentle bar soap, like on your vulva, that's fine. But really, that's not fine because bar soap is super basic.
And my bar soap is so scented.
Bar soap has scent in it and so many crazy chemicals in it. You really need something that is super gentle, that's actually made for safe external cleansing for that part of the body.
All right, this is amazing.
Yeah, so we do a lot of myth busting and education at Love Wellness.
And did you find an expert or a panel of experts or a series of experts? Like you clearly are very researched and you know, like you like obsessive, like you dug into this and you're like, I'm going to make this thing
I'm sensing.
The vulva.
I'm like incredibly passionate about the subject matter, but yes, we have a panel of expert doctors, advisors, nutritionists, etc. That we've worked with for a really long time that help us identify product innovation, but also do education on behalf of the brand.
Okay, that's incredible. So you're like, I'm depressed, I don't feel good, I'm having these health issues, I'm here in New York City, I'm freaking out. I'm going to create Love Wellness. And then you build like $100 million company. So like, how did that go? Like describe that process?
Actually.
That's what I did.
So I started the business by myself. I bootstrapped. I had a little money saved from being on the hills.
Smart. Good job. Gotta save your money.
Gotta save your money. And I used my own little money, my nest egg, to start the business.
Okay, great.
And I operated the business by myself for the first 2 years.
Did you take investors or no?
No, not originally.
at the beginning.
Right? I started really small. I had Instagram, so thankfully I could like talk to people, which was embarrassing at the beginning. I was like, vaginal health problems, guys, in 2016, and people were like, what are you doing?
What happened to low Bosworth?
Yeah, correct. Now, I got all of you bitches.
Yeah, 100%. You're like, come to mama.
Yeah, it turns out this is a great category to be in.
Yeah, that's right. All right, let's take a quick break from Low and talk about Rocket Money. I am forever like paying too many subscriptions. I've got them in too many places. I forgot about them. It's like accepting cookies. Like I hate that. Like now every web page I go to, it's like, will you accept cookies? Will you accept cookies? And I'm like, shit, I probably shouldn't, but I just, fuck it. I just want to get to the information. I'll accept your cookies. Yes. The same thing is true of subscriptions, right? Like hand up, I don't know how much of my money is running around Roblox right now, or bad magazine subscriptions, or just information and media that I don't care about and I definitely don't read. Rocket Money has a product called Truebill. What's awesome about Truebill is that it's a finance app. It looks up all your subscriptions and you're like, I don't want that one. I don't need that one. I didn't like that one. Don't want that one. No. And it lets you cancel the subscriptions all in one place. Why is this important? Have you ever tried to cancel something on the internet that doesn't want you to cancel it? Oh my God. I had a PayPal account. I was trying to shut down my PayPal account. It was basically a second job. So canceling subscriptions is not that different. Rocket Money makes it super easy. They allow you to find the subscriptions you've made. They make it super easy to cancel them. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, you're all done. So go to rocketmoney.com/token. That's rocketmoney.com/token and stop throwing your money away. You can cancel unwanted subscriptions and manage your expenses the easy way by going to rocketmoney.com/token. Now back to Low.
So I started the company. I ran it by myself for the first 2 years.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden I realized, I think at the time we were doing like maybe $7,500 a day.
That's a lot of money.
Shopify,
yeah.
Like 2 years in, and people were like, "You have a real business."
Yeah.
Hello.
You're like, I do.
I do. And going on 8 years later, now we're more than 30 full-time employees.
That's
we're best-selling brand at Target and Ulta, and it's just really happened.
And what's your best-selling product?
We have a couple of standouts. Good Girl Probiotics, which is great for vaginal health.
As a
probiotic for vaginal health, right? You eat the probiotic, you multiply good bacteria in your gut. They text the bacteria in your vagina
and they're like,
multiply.
You should try this, it's so good.
Yeah, to multiply and to support then your vaginal pH and general health.
Great.
Right? The Killer is really popular. I know it has kind of a crazy name, but I gave the products sort of interesting, funny names to be attention grabbing, right? Of course. Yeah. And to try to just reduce stigma in the category.
100%.
It's like
not everything needs to be like monostat. Like, what does monostat mean? What does that even word come from?
Clue. So the Killer is a really popular suppository. It's like really changed the category.
Okay.
And then our cleanser that I mentioned is also really popular.
That. Wait, what is it killing?
So the Killer is for yeast imbalance.
Okay.
And then we also have another product called Flora Power.
Yep.
And that is for odor. So that one is really focused on bacteria balance and yeast balance.
I love this.
Yeah.
This is so cool.
It turns out you can make great products for women that actually work based on actual science.
Yeah. And what do you think? So to the myth busting thing, like what is the hurdle?
I think that we were never really taught about our bodies when we were young, and women's research has lagged so far behind men's research. There's a really interesting part of the book, I think it's in chapter 1 or 2, that talks about the idea of female hysteria, and that comes from the Greek root. It's in the book. Basically, it comes from the Greek word for uterus.
Like a hysterectomy.
Like
it's all the same type of word. Yep.
And female hysteria as a definition was used by psychiatrists in the United States until 1980 to like diaggnose women as like crazy.
It's crazy.
So
like, she just won't shut up.
Right. Yeah. I was born in 1986. Right. Yeah. So clearly, like, we are way behind research when it comes to our bodies. We were basically taught nothing. Maybe you had 30 minutes of sex ed.
Yeah, that's
and then the rest of what you go off of is myth, right?
Yeah,
like what your little friends say to you, or like what people make fun of, or whatever. And it's taken really a lot of brands, interestingly enough, to come to the table and be like, well, actually,
this isn't right.
This isn't right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
And the internet has helped, but it also hasn't helped.
That's right.
It can perpetuate bad, and it can perpetuate good.
Yeah, that's right. Have you met my friend Cindy Eckert?
No.
You have to meet Cindy Eckert.
Okay.
I am going to connect you with Cindy Eckert like today.
Great.
So Cindy Eckert, she goes by this brand, I think it's Pink CEO, right? She is a billionaire, and she made the female Viagra.
Whoa!
She made a female Viagra product, and then she sold it, and everyone was like, "Women don't need that. Like, there's, they should just fake orgasms." And she has a great story, but now she just invests in businesses that help women's health.
Got it.
So she might be like too pharmaceutical for you maybe, but like she's a great person to know.
I would love to know.
Oh, I'm going to connect you. That's so great. Okay, this is so fun. So then how did you feel about like how much of your fame did you have to trade on in creating your business, and how much is that interesting to you or not interesting to you?
Well, I think it's it still remains emotionally a little bit challenging for me, right? Because like every article that's about me is like, former Hills alum,
paragraph,
has this company, and it's like, well, really, I haven't been on TV in 15
Yeah, how old
years.
were you when you stopped being on TV?
The year was 2010. So it's been, it's 2023. It's been 13 years.
Okay.
And I made the decision after the food thing fell apart. I was like, you know what? I just don't think that like operating as talent in the entertainment industry is, for me, it's really challenging. You live job to job, and somebody else is making decisions on your behalf.
And judging you.
Of course. So I was like, I'm just going to have a regular job. I'm going to have health insurance. I'm going to go to work.
I'm going to make something.
This is my space. And yes, I love to make things. I am in such a position of privilege, right? Because I have this audience. Social media happened. So I was still able to connect to an audience. And in that way, like, I'm incredibly grateful and incredibly lucky because it has helped launch my business and sustain my business
help other
over
women.
time. Right. And for me, I'm somebody that was on TV for long enough and has developed a thick enough skin that I can be like comfortable talking about uncomfortable things.
It doesn't like vagina.
Yeah, like it doesn't bother me. It's like if you're embarrassed by that, okay, go like leave a silly comment on the internet. But we're actually helping a lot of women, and we've created a whole new category.
And you're going to get with this sooner
consumer
or later.
Goods. Like, exactly. It's like when you have a yeast infection, you'll remember this, and you will come find me, bitches.
You're like, I hope you get a recurring one. Okay, wait. So this is so interesting. So what's next on the horizon?
Well, continuing to grow the business. I think education is really at the forefront of who we are, right? We talked about stuff today that you were like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, that's right.
And this stuff should be common knowledge. It should be common information.
And it should be conversational.
Yeah, because if you have it, then you can take care of your body really easily. Really safely. You don't have to try a bunch of things, spend a bunch of money. There are good resources out there. There are good brands out there making, products for personal care.
So great. And then what are you most passionate about in the business? Like where do you spend all your time? The science?
Making products.
Okay.
Every product is my little dream child.
And you love it?
I love it,
Oh, so cool. And where do you test the products? How do you test the products?
Well, we test some of the products internally, but everything basically goes through our manufacturing process.
Okay, got it.
Everything's third-party tested for safety, efficacy, things like that.
So great.
Yeah.
Do you hope to be in Duane Reade? Like, would you want that?
I think that the brand still needs to grow bigger and have more brand awareness before we go into the drug channels. I think that retail can be really tricky.
70% of your business is D2C, right? Is just through Shopify.
It's continuing to expand into retail, right? Our retail position grows significantly. I think in 2023 it'll be closer to like 40-60.
Which is great. You're just expanding the pie.
Yeah, but I think we really believe in the crawl, walk, run approach to retail expansion. And if you don't have high enough brand awareness,
it's not going to work.
It's not going to work in retail, right? This is a product that you have to educate consumers about, and then if you don't have POS, then what are you going to do, right? If you don't have an end cap, if you don't have a beautiful fixture that tells people exactly how to use it,
that's right.
It's not going to work.
And is Target like, hey, Lo Bosworth from the Hills? Like, do they do that?
No. It's really brand forward and really education forward.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I think retail's funny because it's so archaic. If you're I'm an internet person, so it's like, it's so archaic, but it's also so powerful. Like,
it's incredible.
It's an insane channel.
What's interesting at Target is that we are in a couple locations in Target, and we...
In a given store?
Around
the country?
we're nationwide. We're full chain. But like in a single Target, you can find us in the personal care aisle where you find tampons. But where our biggest presence is in natural beauty, where you find natural makeup and skincare. And then you're walking down the aisle, you're like, looking at all the fancy natural skincare products, and you're like, oh, vaginal health? And I thought it was so genius.
That's smart.
That our buyer at Target and Target in general decided to launch the brand in that part of the store.
That's smart.
Because you think about your experience in the tampon aisle, you do not want to be there.
Yeah, no, you're embarrassed. Yeah, totally.
You run out.
Totally. It's like, what is it? Family planning.
It's like family planning,
tampons.
Yeah, exactly.
And then
all the things
lube,
that make you embarrassed.
Yeah, Depends is in that same aisle.
Correct.
Diapers. It's like the whole thing. It's like
you don't want to be seen there.
You don't. You want to get in and out. It's like surgical in that aisle.
And out. Yeah. And so you tend to grab that old school brand that you know from years of watching TV, right? So we actually do incredibly well in natural beauty.
Sure.
Where women want to be, where they linger, where they're like happy to pick up products.
Yeah, they're looking at it.
It's like
they're
discovery.
Super smart.
And so that's one of our specific approaches to retail, is that we think and do it differently.
That's so smart. Yeah. That's so smart. Because it's probably three different opportunities for this, maybe the same buyer, but also maybe a different buyer.
Right, yeah, totally.
That's so all right, so if you had a call to action for women and men listening to this, what would your call to action be? Besides buying your stuff.
Yeah, I would say that taking a daily probiotic could be more important than taking a daily multivitamin at this point.
Yep.
Because living in 2023 means that we are constantly exposed to things that disrupt our microbiome and disrupt our gut health. Right?
Okay.
It's gluten, it's alcohol, it's sugar, it's preservatives, it's antibiotics, it's OTC medication. It's all the stuff that we have come to rely on as modern day humans, bad for your tummies.
Okay, got it. Yep. Okay, that's your one. Why are like Advil and Motrin and stuff bad?
I don't know, but they are not good for your gut lining. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I love a probiotic.
I love a probiotic.
I'm going to try yours. I
lives.
use one that's called Flora and Fauna, which is interesting.
Did we not send you our whole product?
No, I don't have it yet, but I'm going to actually buy it. You don't need to send it to me.
The publicists really need to get
That's
on.
all right. They're listening to this.
They're literally watching this in the other room right now.
She's going to kill us.
Hannah? We'll send you product. We're literally right down the street, so we'll trot it on.
I'm happy to buy
today.
it. We'll go buy it right now. Okay, so how do people follow you? How do they follow Love Wellness? Where can they find it?
Yeah, so
Natural Beauty.
I'm getting experimental with TikTok. I'm not great at it.
Okay. It's hard to get. It's hard to like jump in.
Nowhere near Alex or all status. But Low Bosworth on all social channels.
Yep.
Love Wellness, and you can find us on lovewellness.com. All of our best subscription deals and promos are on lovewellness.com. But Amazon, Ulta, Target. We're in the front of Target stores right now for the entire month of January.
Yep.
Yeah, you walk in, and Love Wellness is there on this incredible display in front of all the workout gear. We're like, whoa.
But that's also a smart place.
It's amazing.
That's smart.
It's actually one of the first times Target has ever chosen a brand that's not a Target brand to be a front of store display.
Wow, that's awesome. Congratulations.
Yeah, it speaks to the power of what women are looking for.
That's awesome. Wait, sorry, I got to go back. So did you ever take on investors?
Yes, I've raised about $25 million.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how did you like that process?
It was interesting. We're private equity backed, and so we're very focused on sort of like that model of operating.
Yep.
It's been really great.
Was it uncomfortable pitching your vision because they're like, what's a vagina?
No. Luckily, because I self-funded the business, I had data points and examples.
Yeah, you're like this thing is a juggernaut.
Yeah, we're profitable. So like going out and raising money.
It wasn't that hard.
It was challenging.
Yeah.
But it was, explaining the concept was easy because I already had proof points.
You had proven the concept.
Yeah, I had proven the concept.
And then will you want to sell it?
Ultimately, I think that international expansion is like my primary goal. Partnering with a strategic at some point is critical to do that.
That's so cool.
The regulatory aspects
different.
Of supplements internationally is like
a whole new world. Yeah.
I have no idea.
A lot.
But it's possible.
That's cool.
Yeah.
All right, great. Thank you for doing this.
Thanks for having me.
So fun. All right, that's it for today's episode. Thank you for listening. Thank you to Low Bosworth for joining us, and we will see you back here next week.